Well, what can I say? Every actor gets prepared for a role in very different ways. Uh, and actually, even it can, for me, each role, it's like total different preparation. I don't necessarily do the same techniques or same things, but for sure, I think I'm a Meisner actress, and I could proclaim like that. And also Stanislavski. And even if I don't do the whole way of like adding a door and activity into a performance on stage, I definitely always have the foundation of Meisner inside of it. And it has helped me a lot with energy in terms of bringing the energy for it, and staying in connection with the other person, and like taking what they're giving to me, and really receiving it, and also giving myself to them as well. And with the La Llorona role, it's actually one of my dreams to do a role like this. La Llorona was one of those legendary women that it has been in my mind for a long time, to be like, oh, I wish I could do that one, and I got casted into it, so it's like a dream come true, basically. And with 3 nice performances, and I had never had the chance to do like 3 nights in a row of performance of something, so that was also exciting to see how would be the experience of it. And actually, you know what, it was not like boring or repetitive. It was really a total different experience, in the sense of like really living in the moment. And for my preparation, like I feel like the most important thing is to first focus on just memorizing the lines. I mainly use Meisner, sorry, I mean, my professor of Meisner, I'm babbling out. My professor of Meisner created an app, created my line, and I use it for memorizing lines. And also, what helps me is to pronounce the lines aloud slowly to memorize them. But unfortunately, I was sick a couple of times during the preparation for this role, but I did use the app, and so I would listen a lot the lines with the voices of the app, and then eventually when I had enough voice, I was saying them aloud. But usually I was just saying them like just moving my lips without actually having the voice out. But still, it was really useful, and the important thing for me is to like have that, so I can have basically no thought about the lines of it, and can really connect in the moment with the person. And but in terms of like practicing, some actors practice thoughts or uh, or emotions or things like that. I didn't do that. But it was very important for me to meditate on the journey of this woman, on how much she's been through. And also I thought about other women that have had similar experiences like her. Maybe not the same thing, but maybe these women that have, like, for example, post-depression, depression postpartum, and that they do sometimes terrible things, and they're not even aware of them. And also, you know what, like, I've been reading the book of Britney Spears, and I see how much injustice was done to her, and just the thought of that, how much desperation for how much she wanted to be with her kids, you know, and how unfair the world was to her. I feel like how we painted her as just plain crazy. I feel like for me, having meditate on this, I don't know Brittany personally, but for me, I'm a big fan of like her, Britney Spears, and for me to have that um, connection, like to assimilate them, it was really strong, and yeah, and I think what I wanted was that precisely to give justice to the woman that people, society call crazy. Um, Even if the person says, goes crazy, there's a reason why it goes crazy, why she goes crazy, you know, and you know, yeah, and also it helped me a lot how the director explained like the physicalities that she wanted me to do, because I understood like the emotional journey, let's say, of it, but more or less in my own ways, but there was so much more on how she wanted certain things to be different from what I initially imagined, and how she explained me like, things. It really helped me a lot to really visualize everything, and I meditate on those visualizations, and I don't imagine myself doing my character in the theater stage. When I say I visualize or meditate, I don't visualize that. I visualize sometimes real things, or real moments, real emotions that she felt. So yeah, I don't. And when I'm really in the moment sometimes, I don't. I'm not thinking this is my time to do this is my time to that. I mean, at some points maybe, but not. But mostly like when I'm out in the moment, I'm in the moment, and that's great. I really love this character because it allowed me to go on a roller coaster, and like my professor says, river, and I just got carried away with the wave, and I look forward to having more characters like this. Hopefully, this was truly a dream, and yeah, and I hope I feel like I did justice to her, and I hope that tomorrow is the last performance, and I hope that I bring justice to La Llorona, and yeah, and for me, I yeah, somehow, yeah, I feel like by doing this, maybe society would think, well, will start thinking like, wait, are we misjudging, with a lot of prejudice, a lot of women then? If La Llorona, we just judge her as a horror character, spooky, and you know, sometimes even comedic. It's not, you know, um, whereas she was a woman that there were a lot of unfair patriarchal power, um, and issues that and the world was not fair to her, and everything led her to those moments of a terrible, terrible, terrible horror mistake. And yeah, I hope tomorrow I bring justice again to her, and uh, I do like when I hear people after the performance that this remind them to call their mothers or something like this, or because mothers are so important, and so and the love of a mother, it's it goes like until infinity, you know, until everything. Like, I think there's no more not such a emotional love stronger than that. So yeah, I hope this reminds people about their moms, and also it reminds them about how society can be judgmental for women, and how we must make sure to bring justice to women, and be more fair, and have more empathy and more understanding to one another. Thank you. Have a good day.